And now we play our Bend to My Will card. We're discarding all 8 of their cards. Bye-bye. Too bad, too sad. And then we get to draw 8 cards with Prince John. That's right, 8 cards. NANI? This is the deck that changes everything. This is the Noi is meta deck, and it's all based around Noi because she's super meta. The orphan thief. She ain't got no mom. She ain't got no dad. She's orphaned, and she's a thief. The 1/2 stat line. When you have an item in play, this character gains resist +1, and check it out, ward. Damage to them is reduced by 1, and opponents can't choose this character except to challenge the 1/2 and a quest for 2. Huge, huge, huge. Lots of characters might only be able to do 2 damage in the early game, but this thing's going to have the resist 1. They're going to have to use a Captain Hook or something like it to take this Noi out, and that's what we like to do. It's got the Ursula to rip some songs, and then it's got the Oswald. The Oswald is also one of the main hopes of this deck because we're running 19 items. That's a third of the deck is items, and that's what we like to see. We got some songs. We got our removal songs. We got our discard their whole hand songs. We got our find whatever card we want right there. And then we got a whole bunch of toolbox right here. We got the Fangs crossbow, which if you didn't know, we could banish the chosen dragon character. Say they get a Sisu or a Maleficent dragon on board. Boom. They're gone with the Fangs crossbow. We got the Prince John's mirror, which if you didn't know, you can get it with Oswald super early, and then your opponent's going to have to discard down to 3 cards every turn. If they're on a red-purple list and then they get up to 7 cards in their hand, boom. Just kidding. You're not going to have 7 cards. You're going to have 3 cards because of Prince John's mirror. It's underrated. It didn't see a whole lot of play, but we're playing it here together in the Baja Blast colors. Noi is meta. We got Prince John. You know him, you love him, you played against him. He pairs super well with Hypnotize, and he can make Prince John's mirror cost 1 less. But the hope with these items is we get them for freezies with the Oswald. The Oswald is going to be our main engine that we're hoping for, and then Hiram's going to draw cards that Oswald puts on the field. We love to see it. We're excited to play it. Is this an 8 cost and this an 8 cost? You're telling me Tamatoa can sing Under the Sea? That's a good deal. That's what's for dinner tonight. We're going to play it here together on Ink Table. The deck list is in the description of this video. You can go to Menu, Export, Ink Table, and play on Ink Table.
Things that we learned in this video. Prince John might be too good. I got to draw 8 cards with Prince John. Just one of them. I didn't even have multiple Prince Johns on board. Number 2, Noi is easily removed in this meta. Those 3 strength characters are out in force. Those Petes, they all can take out the Noi. And number 3, stay to the end of the game where I gain lore from 2 all the way to 31 lore.
We're going to be going against a Amethyst Ruby deck, kind of a classic build of it. And it looks like we kind of want to mulligan a bit aggressively for our Oswald. We're getting rid of Prince John, which maybe we should have done. Never punish. Prince John's back. But no Oswald, too bad, too sad. They get the Magic Broom on board. We need to figure out what we want to ink. It's not going to be Noi because that's going to be our number 1 card. We're going to ink. We don't talk about Bruno real quick. And then play the number 1 turn in all of Sapphire is playing a Popsicle on turn 1 to draw a card. And then we're going to pass the turn. That's what we got going on. They got a broom. They got some draws that they can do to ink in the board. And then they play a Flynn Rider. They banish their broom. And then if we don't match it with a character with 2 strength, we're going to gain 3 lore. But none of these characters have 2 strengths. And we don't have a removal for the Flynn Rider just yet. We need to ink a card looking like it's going to be Vision in the future, looking like it's going to be Tama the Toa, and then we're going to play Noi. Noi gains this resistance and should be able to challenge twice, but then this Flynn Rider will have gotten 6 lore, and we don't like the sound of that. So we're going to pass the turn and then say boo-hoo because they get 3 more lore than us. They play the crab to give this plus power for the turn, and that means Noi is going to be able to be taken out by the crab next turn. We don't like that. And there's no way to answer this crap. They just got big bodies that we cannot keep up with this Flynn on the board. Flynn almost directly counters what we're trying to do. We are going to ink Hypnotize and play our Fishbone. We're just getting ready because they're not winning the game just yet. We're going to use our Fishbone to ink one of our Bend to My Wills, and then we're ready to Hiram and stuff next turn. Do we go for 2 lore, or do we put the damage onto this Flynn, hoping that they're going to be silly bellies and attack with their Flynn? I don't think we should do it. I think we should quest and have the crab attack it. But is that all we can do? I think that's about all we can do. We don't have the removal for it. So we are going to quest Noi. She's going to quest for 2. They didn't quest their Flynn Rider because they don't need to. And then we're going to pass the turn. This Noi will meet the demise with the crab. It's going to pinch her on the little cheeks. That's right, with her little crab claws. And then the Trainer Box Followers comes into play. This Flynn Rider is doing too much work that we cannot keep up with. We got 2 Prince Johns, but we need to ignore him and do other stuff. We will play the Hiram Flabbersham. Hiram Flabbersham is going to banish the Popsicle. That lets us draw 2 cards. We get our Oswald finally, and we get an Ursula. We are going to ink the Ursula. And we don't want to use this turn because we want Oswald to get a 2-fer, and then we're going to pass. Sadly, that's all we can do. They gain another 3 lore just with the Flynn on board. Questing their Trainer Box and banishing it. They put down a Maui, so we will be punished when Hiram does his thing. They're up at 13 lore, and then this will guarantee them another 3 lore. It's too bad, too sad. We are going to play our Oswald. We can ink Hiram. That's going to trigger our Oswald. We look at the top card. Is it an item? It's Oswald. That goes to the bottom of the deck. We are going to use our card ability on our Fishbone Quill to put Prince John into the drink. And then we look at the top card. Is it an item? It's Noi. It goes to the bottom of the deck. That's 2 fails with the Oswald. And then we can play a card. We can play Vision and John. If we play Vision, what do we get? We look at the top 5 cards. Under the Sea. That might help us out next turn. Under the Sea helps us out. And then we can play John onto the field. We can quest our Hiram. We are going to banish our Fishbone, draw 2. We get another one and a item, and we'll pass. This should help us a bit, getting rid of this thing that's questing for all of the lore. And hopefully they put down a little cost character too. But I think, I don't know. Too bad. Now he takes out our Hiram, and they play down the Magic Broom. We get Ursula. We need to play this, though. So we are going to ink Fang's Crossbow. It's going to let us look at the top card. If it's an item, it gets to be played. It's Vision in the future, so we don't get to use it. And then we will play Under the Sea to return those 2 characters to the bottom of their deck. Just their crab is in play. And if I swing into it with my thing, then they can't get a lore next turn. So we're going to challenge into the crab. He's gone, but next turn we also have some stuff to do. And then we will pass the turn because our John's value isn't in question right now. They put down another Flynn Rider. We have a Tamatoa, but we need to play the Under the Sea, otherwise they win. So we will play Under the Sea, send the Flynn Rider back to where it came from, and then we can ink our Ursula. We don't need it right now. We need to be able to play more cards, and then we are going to pass the turn. They're just a couple goats away. They pass the turn. We get a sudden chill. And now we get to discard 4 and draw 4. That's the power of the Bend to My Will. So we are going to play Bend to My Will. They have to discard 4 cards. It is 4 Be Prepared. What in the world was that discard? What just happened? We get to draw 4 cards with Prince John. That's crazy. And now we're kind of cooking. We can play the Popsicle. It lets us draw a card. Don't mind if I do. We get an Ice Block. That's going to be good. We're going to be able to play our Ice Block. And then we need to ink to keep our ink up and not our funny up. And then we're not going to quest again, and we are passing. That was a pretty crazy turn. They play down the library, and that is going to be it for us because we can't take out the library. We ain't got no smoke for that, right? This does 5, 6. Interesting. I don't know. I think we'll start with our Popsicle to draw a card. It's Prince John's Mirror. Don't need that. We need Hideaway or something like that. We will play our Tamatoa just to buy us back a card. It's going to be our Popsicle, and then we will play our Popsicle that'll let us draw a card. It's Noi, the Orphan. We can ink a card, keep our ink up, not our funny up. Ink the Prince John's Mirror. Yeah. And then, so if we attack, it's just 5. That's 1. I don't know. I think we lose because we can't take out locations. But we had some good stuff going for us. They gain lore with their library. They're going to sing Friends on the Other Side with the Maui Wowie Zowie pizza. They have 5 ink. There's a Chair in a Box pizza. And there is a Queen's Castle, and we are fully cooked. There's nothing for us to do except for draw all the cards in the world. We will play Hiram Flabbersham. Hiram Flabbersham will banish the Popsicle and draw us 2 cards. We will play the Maurice's Workshop. And then we will play the Hiram Flabbersham to banish the Popsicle and get 2 cards. we will not use our card ability. We will quest our Tamatoa. He will buy us back the Popsicle. We get to ink a Noi and play a Popsicle to draw a card. Yes, we get Bend to My Will. It's a little bit too little, too late, and then you already know that we're going to quest with Prince John all the way up to 9 lore. Can we win this game if we go first? Or is this deck just doomed? Is this boom or doomed? This time we're starting the game so we can win, if you know what I'm saying. We got lots of good cards, but lots of cards that we don't need, like Hypnotize and Lucky Dime and Maurice's Workshop we really, really like. So we are going to get rid of John, and that's what we're calling it. We got our 2-drops, we got our noise, we got that we're going to ink right away, and then we'll pass the turn. We don't need that. They ain't got the dragons, except for Sisu. They have 1 ink, and then they pass the turn. We can ink a card ourselves. It's going to be our Noi, and then we're going to play an Oswald. We want to get Oswald ready online as soon as possible. They're up at 2 ink. Do they have the Flynn Rider? They don't. We can ink a card. Gonna be the Tamatoa. We get to look at the top card. If it is an item, we get to play it. It's Hiram. Too bad. That's all right. And then we need to play a Maurice's Workshop. That's going to turn every item that we play into a Popsicle. It says whenever you play another item, you pay 1 ink to draw a card. We can quest because we're not too scared about any rushers coming out. There could be like a Queen Rush, but we can get that too early lore real quick because they ain't got the smoke for us. They have a C-suit, so now we're not going to be questing anytime soon. We can ink Noi. That's going to look at the top card. If it's an item we play for free, it's Vision of the Future, so that doesn't work out for us. We're going to play the Fishbone Quill so we can get some more stuff going. Pay 1 ink to draw a card. Yeah, we're going to pay that ink. We get the Prince John, and then we are going to use our card ability on the Fishbone Quill to ink the Prince John. We get to look at the top card with our Oswald. It's a Tamatoa, so it goes to the bottom of the deck. And then we're going to pass. We're not going to quest because we want Oswald to do his things. Hopefully they don't have a brawl for us. They have a Chernobog's Followers for us. They quest. Oh, they're singing for 2 cards. Friends on the other side. And then they hardcast Friends on the other side. I see the AI doing that a lot. They have 7 cards in hand. And we need to shut that down, which we're going to do. We're going to play our Oswald. Cute little rabbit. And then we need to... Oh, no. I don't know. If we... we almost get the same value. Not really, though. We need to ink Popsicle. When we ink Popsicle, Oswald will look at the items. It is Vision of the Future. It goes to the bottom. The second Oswald will look at the top card. It is a Popsicle, which is perfect. We get to play the Popsicle for free. That lets us draw a card. And then we get to pay an ink with Maurice's Workshop to draw a card there. That is perfect. And then we can play a Prince John. And then hopefully next turn we get to make them discard all of them again with the Bend to My Will. And then if we put 2 Johns down, then we get so many card draws, but we won't have time enough to do that. We're not going to quest because we want our Oswalds to keep hitting, and then we will pass the turn. They're up at 5 inks, so we're safe. There's the rabbit. They draw a card. They have 7 cards in hand that we hope to make them discard. They're questing with their Chernobog's Followers. They're banishing and drawing a card. Love to see it because we're going to make them bend to our will. We have to ink a card. It is going to be Ursula Deceiver. Our Oswald gets to look at the top card of our deck. It's Sudden Chill. It has to go to the bottom because it's not an item. Our Oswald looks at the top card of our deck. It's Oswald. Hate to see it, to the bottom of the deck. And now we play our Bend to My Will card. We're discarding all 8 of their cards. Bye-bye. Too bad, too sad. And then we get to draw 8 cards with Prince John. That's right, 8 cards. That's a huge amount of lore. We can use our card ability with the Fishbone Quill to ink a card. What do we want to ink? Probably Prince John's Mirror, right? No, we want items on board. Probably Hiram, because I think we're set at this point. Then we get 2 Oswald triggers. It's going to be Ice Block. We get to play that for free. Then we can pay 1 ink to draw a card. Pretty good deal. Our Oswald trigger goes off again. It's a Hypnotize, so it goes to the bottom of the deck. We still got 33 cards in the deck, and we're cooking. Do we have anything else to do? Doesn't look like it. Don't want to quest because we want our Oswalds to keep hitting, and then we pass the turn. It's as easy as that. We just make them discard a whole bunch of cards. We can make them discard those cards and have 3 Johns on board. We're kind of cooking. We're kind of doing the craziest moves. They have 4 ink. They play a Sisu that has 10 plus willpower. It's at 11 willpower. Now it's at 12 because we hit a whole another character on board. What do we want to do? We want to make them discard a card and draw 3. So we will play Prince John, and we will play Prince John. We are going to play the Sudden Chill to have them discard a card, and then we draw for 3 different Prince Johns. Triggers, thank you, and thank you. That's a whole lot of card draw, maybe even too much. We're going to ink a card. Looking like it's going to be the Ursula. We get 2 Oswald triggers from that. Under the Sea has to go to the bottom of the deck. See you later. Don't need you. We look at the top card. It's Vision of the Future. The Oswald misses again. We can use our card ability to ink a card. It's going to be the Noi at this point in the game. 2 Oswald triggers. It is Popsicle. We are going to play the Popsicle. And then we get to pay an ink to draw a card with Maurice's Workshop. We get to get a card draw with the Popsicle ability. And then our second Oswald ability goes off. It's Bend to My Will. Pretty good. A thing to ink with our Fishbone Quill, but we're not going to use it now. We have 1 ink left. Do we have anything from 1 ink? Not a chance. Do we want to do anything? Do we want to quest the John to get some lore on the board, or are we chilling? Are we just trying to deck out at this point? I think we'll just pass. We could start questing here because there's no way that we have like removal for them. But I think our idea is to get Tomato on board and just win the game that way. There's 8 lore for them. We get a Lucky Dime and a Tamatoa, so we are set to go. We will do some stuff here. I guess we'll play Tamatoa, and then we will play a Oswald. We have all 3 Oswalds on board. We are going to ink a card. It's looking like... Oh, I forgot that we had that. That's perfect. Looking like it's going to be Ursula. We get 3 Oswald triggers. Prince John's Mirror, we get to play it for free. We can pay an ink with Maurice's Workshop to draw a card. Sounds good to me. We get another Oswald trigger. Isn't an item. It's Sudden Chill. Goes to the bottom of the deck. And then our 3rd Oswald trigger is Under the Sea. Goes to the bottom of the deck. Then we can use our card ability on our Fishbone Quill to ink Fishbone Quill. We shouldn't do that because we want items in hand. We will ink. We don't talk about Bruno. And then we get 3 Oswald triggers. It's going to be a Hiram to the bottom of the deck, Hiram. And then next Oswald trigger is going to be a Fishbone Quill. We get to play it for free, exerted, so we can't use it. We get to pay an ink to draw a card with Maurice's Workshop. It's another Ursula. And then we get a 3rd Oswald trigger. It's out of hand. It's Ice Block. We get to play it for free, exerted. That's what we like to see. This thing is going to be able to quest for the whole game when we play the Lucky Dime next turn. So do we quest our Prince Johns now? The answer is not a chance because we're trying to get Be Prepared all in one turn. They're going to sing Friends on the side, draw 2 cards, fishing for that Be Prepared. They play a Medusa, gets rid of one of our Oswalds. RIP in the chat, Oswald. Too good for this world. Had to be taken out. We have 8, so this quest for 9, and then the dime makes it go for 9 again. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we got to do. We're going to quest our Tamatoa. That quest for a big old 9 lore. We get to look for an item to buy back, but we don't have any. And then we will play the Lucky Dime. Lucky Dime. We'll pay an ink to draw a card. Don't mind if I do. It's a Popsicle. We will play the Popsicle. We just need to save 2 ink to get the lore to use with Lucky Dime. We can pay an ink to draw a card, and we can draw it with Popsicle. Yes. We can sing Sudden Chill with Prince John, have them discard a card, and we'll draw 3 with 1 Prince John, another Prince John, and another Prince John. We have a whole bunch of goodies here. We have 14 cards left in the deck. Is there any way that we can do any more? We can use our card abilities with our Fishbones to ink cards like Lucky Dime. We don't need that right now. Then we get 2 triggers. We get a Fang's Crossbow. Love to see it. That can banish one of these Sisu's because it has a dragon ability. We can pay an ink to draw a card because we have an extra ink. Then we look at the top card with our other Oswald. It's Vision of the Future to the bottom. We've got to know that all these cards aren't items anymore because we've drawn them all. And then, is it time to end the game, or do we quest the other characters? I think we quest the other characters, and then we Lucky Dime the Tamatoa. We will quest there. Quest the Prince John. Quest the Prince John. Can we quest this Oswald? We can. That'll put us to 19. And then we are going to use our final card ability. Oh, I guess we're going to use our Fishbone. I don't know. I think we've already looked at all of these. It's Tamatoa to the bottom of the deck. Oswald looks at the next one. is Vision of the Future. I don't think there's a single item because we cycled through 11 of those at least. And then we will use our card ability on the Lucky Dime to gain the lore equal to the hero that we select, go into a total of 31 lore. What? Do we just go from 2 to 31? I think so. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. I liked it. Thanks for watching.